Welcome. I'm Sunny Megatron, and I'm super excited today because sitting next to me is Sex Nerd Sandra Doherty. Yay! So excited to have you here. I have loved your work for a long time, but for people who don't know who you are, let us know what you do, who you are.
Totally. Sex educator. I'm doing workshops all the time. I'm a coach. Some people consult with me. And mainly, I put a lot of love into my podcast, Sex Nerd Sandra. It's once a week, and Nerdist Industries is so great to have me as their sex podcaster, but it takes a lot of work, so yeah.
So tell me some of the stuff that you talk about on your podcast. What kind of guests do you have in?
Oh God, I'm really into love lately, so I've even just had a neurobiologist come on the show to talk about the brain chemistry of love, but I love to sexual shame, but oral sex techniques, anal basics. I have a dominatrix sometimes come on the show. You never know. I really take the entire landscape of sex and I just have fun with the entire thing.
It's amazing to me because in the people that I talk to and people that aren't generally sex nerds, they say, oh, if you listen to the Sex Nerd Sandra podcast, she had a dominatrix on once. They are absolutely enthralled with the guests that you have on your show. So it's awesome.
Thank you.
So you talk to a lot of people about sex, obviously, and you get a lot of questions. Tell me one of the biggest misconceptions you hear about sex from the general public.
Oh man. There's so many. Mainly, I would say for male-bodied individuals, why is my penis not working right? They have a concept of how long their orgasm, how long they should be able to have sex. Why is my penis not working right? And then why is my vagina not working right? Like, why am I not more orgasmic? Why am I not this? Why am I not more wet? Why? And so there's a lot of expectations around just what our genital functioning is. And you're fine. Everybody's fine. We're all fine. Everything's good.
Is there a sexual holy grail?
Sexual holy grail? Well, that would be different for everyone. Ball gags, Sonny. Lots of ball gags.
Right. Well, maybe for some of us. Yeah. Sexual holy grail. I think people think that there's what?
Intimacy.
Yeah.
People who can really delve into their arousal and not hinder it and just build arousal and really just feel comfortable with that. That takes a lot of pushing away all sorts of childhood messages and negative ideas around sex when people can really just open up and get orgasmic and not even pass orgasm, those are like superheroes in the back.
Yeah. How do you encourage people to do that? Like through your show, do you find that people easily open up to whether it's a show or a class or coaching? Is it easy for people to open up like that? Or does it take a lot of,
Okay, a lot of people look to sex education for adults to try and be better lovers. So a lot of people are more focused on becoming super great in the sack. I'm in the dating scene, I want to give the best blowjob. And so people look for being awesome. There's less attention toward experiencing awesome. So I try and remind people, hey, focus on yourself, relax, no goals. The best dates are when you and your partner get together and don't have any goals, and then you really just, I didn't even know that was possible. And so I tell people, go team fun instead of team you suck. Because team you suck's like, he's touching me like that again, or like, she's doing the teeth, whatever. Instead, having an attitude of, we're a team, let's just have fun and explore. Nice. And that, I try and remind people to do that.
Now I have a question for you. You're constantly learning, and this is something maybe you can't really do in real life, but let's say all of a sudden I had like a magic wand, and not that kind of magic wand, like a fairy magic wand, and I could give you a penis for 24 hours. What would you do?
Everything.
Like what? What would you do first?
Oh man! First, I'd jump around a little bit and just get a feel for it, and then what would I do? There'd be, of course, just experiencing erection would be really interesting. Like, that's what it feels like to get hard. I might. But then, am I still me, but with a penis?
It's your fantasy. You could be you with a penis. You could be a guy. You could be whatever you want to be.
I'm going to be all biological male body. Okay. Masturbation for sure. Then I'd call up some friends. And then be like, oh my God, guys, I have a penis.
Come over and blow me.
I would just call on my army of friends who were like, okay with that kind of thing, and just be like, it's time.
Nice.
There would be a lot of sex.
Now, a couple things that I learned from you learning. One, the pussy hug.
Yes.
Love the pussy hug. When I learned I had to find pussies and hug them, and then I have one and I had to make people hug mine. Tell us about the pussy hug.
You just gotta give it some love. It's a hug. I got the pussy hug technique from Midori, who's
Okay.
another sex educator.
Midori's awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
And it changed my life. I went to a female pleasure class, and that was the one thing I really was like, oh. And the idea is because I'm owning a vulva, and I drive a vulva.
Yes.
You feel pressured to want to get more aroused than you really are at the time a lot when it comes to sex. And so the idea is, how do I get more turned on? Because I think, oh, just relax.
Right.
Oh, just get turned on. Oh, just let it happen. And no, it doesn't really work that way. And so physical arousal, just like if a guy wants to get hard, he might tug on his penis. You know, he might not immediately start jerking off if he's soft, but he might, kind of milk it or squish it or whatnot. And so the vulva has all this erectile tissue in it. And the pussy hug is taking your hand, or like if you're spooning, your partner's hand coming around and just pressing and making sure your palm has tons of pressure. So it's not just, people text, so they're real finger pressury, but really taking the whole palm and pressing up into where the clit is, and the fingers too around your opening, and just holding it. That's the idea, is you just hold it. And just from hugging the vulva, you get all of this juicy blood flow, and everything starts getting activated, and there's no pressure. And what happens, the magic, I mean,
Fabulous.
if someone's really patient and really just presses, naturally you just start grinding against their hand. You're like, oh yeah, and then your body craves more, and that's the idea, is to make it crave more touch, and then you start kind of giving it waves.
And one other thing I learned from you, which actually made me happy, because people look to sex educators like they should be experts. You are an idol to some people, or they think that you know everything and you've learned all there is to know. And something you had posted not that long ago, you were talking about external prostate massage.
Oh,
and and you had said, I had always thought that it's just behind the balls, and I was pressing in the wrong spot. And when I read that, I was like, so was I. Yes. So tell me, like, how did you discover that, and where do we press? Because balls are confusing.
What it was is, I like to go to conferences a lot, sex conferences for therapists and sex nerds and all sorts of conferences. And there was one that was specifically for therapists, and somebody had mentioned the penile bulb. And I knew the penile bulb, which I'm sure you're already aware is, like, the penis doesn't just end at the body. It'd be really floppy then. You need to have it come into the body and adhere to the pelvic bone for it to have that really nice, upshoot. So when you reach behind the balls, there's just more penis there. And some guy said something at a conference that wasn't related to what the prostate thing, but mentioned the bulb and the hardness and the prostate. And anyway, someone said something, and then it clicked. I was like, oh. And then I started Googling pictures, anatomical. I was like, oh, of course. When they're erect, it's too hard, you can't get to the prostate, so you have to go almost to the anal opening, like right. So instead of orienting behind balls, you need to orient forward to the anus.
And we're afraid of that. We're like, oh, we're going by your butt. Oh, sorry. No, we want to go by there. Yeah.
It's nice and soft, and there's all that muscle tissue, and you just press, and that's where you get to the prostate.
Thank you so much for coming out.
You're welcome.
And tell us where we can find you, where we can hear you.
SexNerdSandra.com. You can find my podcast, which is where you hear me the most every week. On iTunes, Sex Nerd Sandra at Nerdist.com. Just Google it and you'll find me on Twitter at Sex Nerd Sandra.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey.
Thanks.